Hello, I'm Mr. Smith. Today's learning will focus on how energy is generated and stored in order to choose and use appropriate sources to make products and to power systems, types of renewable and non-renewable energy sources. The term energy comes from the mid-16th century, denoting force or vigour of expression. As a design and technology student, you will need to consider ways that energy is used to manufacture products, power products and systems. Energy is always needed to cause something to move, to heat something up, to create light or sound, or even perform calculations in a computer chip. Energy is also needed to process a material, for example, to extract, refine, mold, bend, cut, or drill it. Let's get started with types of renewable and non-renewable energy sources. You will have learned in science that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one type of energy into another type. When we generate energy, such as electricity, we are transforming another source of energy into electricity. We constantly need sources of energy to supply the demands of the industry and consumers. The energy sources available to us on Earth can be classified into non-renewable and renewable sources. Non-renewable sources are fuels that are extracted from the Earth. Once used, they cannot be replenished. They are finite sources that will eventually run out. Renewable energy sources will not run out, such as biofuels, solar, hydro, wind, and a range of others. Sources and an explanation of non-renewable sources of energy. Coal, a fossil fuel, mined from the ground. Burning coal releases heat energy, which is used to power stations to generate electricity, which is then distributed around the country through a national grid. Oil. Crude oil is extracted from the earth by drilling deep into the ground. It is then refined to produce a variety of liquid fuels such as petrol, diesel, and aviation fuel. These hydrocarbon fuels can be used in motor vehicle engineers or aircraft jet engines to produce movement. They can also be burnt in central heating systems for buildings or for generating electricity in power stations. Gas. Natural gas is largely methane, a combustible hydrocarbon. It is used as a fuel in some vehicles. Gas is extracted by drilling and then it is piped through a national grid pipeline into houses and factories where it is used as a fuel for heating and cooking. Some power stations use gas turbines, similar to a jet engine, to generate electricity. Nuclear. Uranium ore is mined from the earth. It undergoes a purification and enrichment process to be transformed into nuclear fuel, which is then used in a nuclear reactor to generate heat, which is converted to electricity in a nuclear power station. Nuclear fuel is not burnt, the heat energy is released when the large, unstable uranium atomic nuclei split into two smaller nuclei. This is called nuclear fusion. Sources and an explanation of renewable sources of energy. Wind. A wind turbine is designed to extract energy from the wind. The rotating blades are connected to a generator, which produces electricity. The hub of the turbine can be turned so that the blade always faces into the wind. Solar. Photovoltaic panels produce electricity when exposed to sunlight. In the northern hemisphere, they normally face south and are angled so that they receive the maximum possible sunlight throughout the day. They produce a low voltage direct current. This can be used to charge batteries, or it can be converted to high voltage AC and fed into the mains electricity grid. Solar water heating panels can be used to directly heat water for domestic and industrial use. Geothermal. Cold water is pumped underground where it is heated by the Earth's natural heat. The hot water or steam that returns can heat homes, or it can be used in a power station to generate electricity. Hydroelectric. A dam is built to trap a natural river forming a lake. The water is released under control and the pressure of the escaping water turns the turbine which generates electricity. Some small hydroelectric generators do not need a dam, relying instead on the energy of a fast-flowing river. Wood biomass. When a tree is harvested, the wood, which is not of interest to the timber industry, is chipped or pelleted and used as fuel in place of burning coal. This can produce heat for houses, or it can be used to generate electricity. In other biomass schemes, plants are grown to produce materials which can be produced into biofuels. Sugarcane is fermented to produce bioethanol, and soybeans can be processed into biodiesel. Both these liquid fuels are used in transportation. A digester unit will produce waste food into a burnable biomass fuel, such as converting used cooking oil from restaurants into biodiesel. Wave. A mechanism is used to convert energy from waves on the sea into electricity. Wave power is not widely used. Tidal power is a more promising aspect for future energy needs. This is a type of hydroelectric scheme which extracts energy from the rising and falling tides. Knowledge check. Please try and answer the questions below. What is energy always needed for? What does the manufacture and use of products and systems require? Can energy be created or destroyed? Can energy be changed? How can energy sources be classified? Where do non-renewable sources of energy come from? Where do renewable sources of energy come from? What does finite mean? Will renewable energy sources run out? Why is coal burnt? What do some power stations use gas for? What does the generator in a wind turbine generate? Please pause the video at this stage and have a go at answering the questions. Find more helpful information on Mr. K. Smith on YouTube. Please subscribe, like and leave a comment. The information for this video was taken from the WJEC and Educus 1-9 Design and Technology textbook. Thank you. Bye-bye.